you have probably Treads, Morbid Mask at that time, unless you get First Blood and another kill, then you actually have Treads and your Mask of Madness. So in that sense, it's actually a little bit better. We'll have to see how they what kind of offlane they're up against.
Yeah, I'm like you. I want to see how the lanes are going to work out. One position Faceless Void definitely is a possibility. There's also the option, if they wanted, of running the Timbersaw mid and isolating the Faceless Void against what they'll almost certainly assume is an offlane Elder Titan, and then trying to go aggressive with a Witch Doctor and a Skywrath. And there are a lot of heroes you could slide into that to make that work. Viper hasn't been banned if they wanted to go in that direction. They already have a good silence for the Brewmaster, so that's taken care of. The Doom was banned out by Na'Vi themselves. I'm just trying to think how they can continue to just round this lineup out. I actually feel like Empire's lineup is once again very well rounded, and we'll know what their lanes are going to be after this last pick, obviously, or at least have a general idea. But if you're a Na'Vi, what would you put in this next position?
Well, if it's, I'm still wondering too, because like if it is a one position Faceless Void, you'd want some kind of mid that does well. I would have said Puck, but they actually banned out the Mag, which I think is smart for them. If it is going to be Timbersaw mid, and maybe they're thinking Brew goes mid, and we're like, we'll put Timbersaw against a melee hero. I still think Brew does fine. Then it could be something like a Potom, or yeah, that's something like that. But I don't know. It just depends on what they really want and what they expect Team Empire to do. Like, I still think I was instinctively thinking that Korok would be playing the Timbersaw offlane, just because if I remember correctly, he did play it very, very well in times past.
Yeah, I'm like you. It seems like I remember that as well. It's still hard to tell. I really like Empire's draft this game, though. Very survivable. Good to have. They have two excellent frontline fighters. They've got the Elder Titan, which when played well, we've seen can have a big impact. And the Invoker, who I want to see what his build's going to be. I really would like a Quas Wex build from him, and it's going to be a Slark. So, yeah.
Okay, so maybe a Rise Timbersaw then.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see who's playing what. But yeah, I don't know. Like with the Slark, you can still go aggressive. I mean, Witch Doctor, Skywrath, and Slark's really aggressive lane. And it'll just come down to what they're up against and what their potential is going to be. Select your heroes. We want to know your lanes, guys. Arise. Yeah, it's going to be Arise on the Timbersaw. It's going to be Ush on the Slark. Okay. We'll wait and see where to, because that's a little surprising to me. Ush, we've seen play a pure one position.
They swapped.
Okay. So we'll be, Korok on the Slark, and it will be Ush playing on the Void. And yeah, they're going to play this with the Void out in the off lane, and then just a defensive tri-lane at bottom for Korok. So nothing too creative.
I do like Slark against Panda. I've said this before. This was picked up a lot in the Chinese scene just because you can't really hold down a Slark even with the Panda split. So it's a really good tool to get away from the Panda with your Pounce. You can dart pack some stuns and slows, and of course the Shadow Dance, it makes you almost invulnerable to something like a split. But here we go, 5-man aggression from Empire with Solo and Silent out in the front.
Leading the way, like you said, Silent's actually using a Quelling Blade to cut through these trees. And he's going to try to do something cute here. He's going to walk on through. He's going to be able to get on top of Korok because of it. Korok, nope, not going to be in range for the Wraithfire Blast. Just outside of it. Look at that. So a nice, cute little tactic there. Using the Quelling Blade to cut his way through and try to get the drop on them. And are they going to end up going full aggressive here? Like Solo and Silent are heading elsewhere. Nah, they're just going to rotate. Scandal making his way back to mid. Always Wanna Fly is actually heading with him. And Yoki is actually going to be out in the off lane, it would seem.
Now, off lane on the Panda. So Timbersaw is going to be against a ranged hero, which is not as good for him, because he's probably not going to get too many procs in the Whirling Death. But he's still going to, if he gets level, like at least one level up into reactive armor, he's going to be relatively tanky. He can spam out the lane, similar to how most melee heroes in the mid lane with the spam works. You just Bottle Crow, spam, spam, spam. Since you're very, innately tanky, it's actually hard to take you down. And so I imagine he'll be fine. It'll be a relative wash in mid. Top lane, Silent on the Wraith King with a Quelling Blade, so he just wants to farm. Yep. And he's played this one position Wraith King a lot, and it's had actually decent success for Empire.
All right, I want to talk about this mid matchup. The Well, no, excuse me, not the mid, the off lane. Like the mid, we kind of covered. But Yoki on the offlane Brewmaster. This is something as tanky and survivable as a Brew tends to feel. He's level dependent, much like a Tide, more so than item dependent. Basically needs the same base number of items to be effective as a Tide Hunter in the arcs and the blink usually. But how is this going to work out? Like, this is the kind of thing that on paper, just me personally, I've always wanted to see and always wanted to toy around with. But it seems like when it fails, it could fail so ridiculously hard.
Yeah, I mean, you want to prioritize this hero because his ultimate's so strong, so that's why you typically see him in a more favorable lane for him. I think that's the biggest reason. I think he can still do fine as an offlaner, and he's going to hit 2, I would imagine, here relatively soon. They're doing a good job of actually getting lots of denies. Speaking of lots of denies, he had that 6 for Korok. He definitely should have had his level 2 now, but because of all the denies, he's actually mitigated a lot of experience from the Brewmaster. But it's not so much that he wouldn't do well down here. It's more of you typically want to see more farm and you know, core priority onto a hero like Brewmaster.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of the thing is on a Tide, you know, with Anchor Smash, Tide can actually catch up really quickly if he has some help. You know, if he's a little under-leveled, a little under-farmed, you can get some support to stack Ancients for him and he's going to be okay. But on the Brew, that catch-up mechanic's not really there. I mean, he can somewhat farm using Clap, and you know, and he does okay once he gets a few points into his passive in terms of just falling back into the jungle and doing work. But he is not going to catch up nearly as fast as, say, a Tide will. And again, he's as reliant on those items as the Tide is. And, you know, his ulti just does scale pretty well with levels as well. So just, it's not like Ravage where at level 1, it's going to have just about as big an impact as it will at level 3. Yeah, I feel like you really need to get to 16 pretty quickly on the Brew. And this is, again, just up in mid. Scandal ganked out as Arise was joined by Fog, and they're unable to bring him down. So able to stay alive. And we can see Silent farming right in the face of Ush down at bottom. Yoki is way in their face as well, so potential for action in all 3 lanes now.
Yeah, he got the call. He got the word that the Skywrath was actually harassing mid. He's going around Scandal yet again. Next in custom shot is up, and Scandal's dead.
Yep. Played it way too close. Fog draws first blood. And we're seeing Ush actually being zoned somewhat okay. He's got 4 CS and he's sitting at level 3. I always want to Flash trading a lot with him. He's got to be very happy that there's not a point in a time lock for Ush. I mean, you get down this low against the Void, he gets 1 or 2 bashes and you can die in a hurry. As it stands though, 1-0. Navi US leads the game.
Yeah, nice roam by Fogged. And still, Way Too Sexy is pulling through here, connecting the pole. It's going to give him level 3 after this. Yoki wants to try to disrupt this. I don't know if it's in time. Nope, he's too late. So at the very least, he can maybe soak some experience or just get the creeps. It's good for him too.
I mean, he's level 3.5. Not bad at all in terms of overall level gain. He's right there in the middle of the pack, which is not bad. I would have expected them to zone him a little bit more aggressively here. And they are bringing Skywrath back over. It is spotted by the ward. So that ward really is doing work for Yoki as well. He's much better positioned to judge where he needs to be. And yeah, he's basically the same level as the Void. So well played on the Brew so far.
Top, there's a stun actually with the Sun Strike. It's not in time. The sleep actually does hit him on the very far edge. Solo's going to dive the PSDD. Can he get it unless he gets a lucky backtrack? No backtrack for you. Always want to play trapped in.
They're both trapped. Here comes the response. Oh, the creeps actually blocked him. They're moving to block him in. Get him, creeps. There's a follow from the Witch Doctor, and they're going to get a double kill out of it. Oh, you heroes. Throw them a parade.
I think if I'm the Void, I'm saying
Bottom.
worth it.
Another gank. Silence on the Yoki. And they actually don't follow it, as Fogged was grabbing creep aggro. And Yoki's actually going to benefit a ton from this. Now he's able to pull the wave back. He's going to be able to get 2 CS with the clap. And yeah, he's doing just fine and dandy down here. They have not been able to kill him at all.
That's so good for Way Too Sexy, though. Like, he's almost level 5 now after that. Gets 2 kills, has something come on the courier. It's Tranquils, I'm assuming, plus some other stuff and wards. Very, very good for him. I mean, the dive was, I still think, good because you got a kill in the Void. You had a double damage. You wanted to make use of it. But I think if the Stomp comes out quicker, none of that happens. So not exactly too quick on the Echo Slam, or the Echo Stomp, I should say.
I was really a fan of the creeps actually moving to the other entrance to the trees, too, to block him in. That was the best. Hero creeps. Solo's hanging out here with Yoki, anticipating a dive, anticipating something, but it's actually just going to be Korak. No, he's actually just going to go for it. There's the pound. Solo. He did get caught by the clap. Solo's trying to follow him. Gets the magic missile off. Sunstrike on the money. Empire manages to tally a good one. They're going to go ahead and try to dive mid, though. And there's the silence, the chakram, and he is so dead. You know, why would you not, by this level, as an invoker, level 6, have a value point in the Wex? Just one.
Just probably greedy. Wants to get that double forge spirit up as fast as possible.
Yeah.
That's what you aim for at Exor, but I agree with you. I think he should still have it, especially when the pressure is there. Like, Skywrath and Witch Doctor are very, very effective gankers. And you've already been ganked once so far, so I agree. I think he needs 1 point.
Yoki pounced and going to eat some damage from the Dark Pact. He's actually getting some evasion, though. Has 1 point into his passive, and that's unfortunate. The Korok's just going to... Korok is really in trouble. And he bounces and has to run around the outside. That is unbelievably frustrating. While Always Want to Fly has died up at top. And Way 2 being pursued out now, trying to heal Silent. Got him. Here comes the rest, though. We're going to have a huge throwdown, perhaps. No, it looks like Arise. I thought Arise for sure was going in. Scandal catches him with a cold snap. And now Empire collapsing onto him. He's going to be able to Timber Chain up to the high ground. Fog just sitting there waiting. Just level 4 on Fog. Gets off the concussive shot. Arise. Caught and brought down from behind. Couple of unnecessary deaths in a row. Na'Vi does lead 5-4, and they're playing like this is just Empire style, playing ultra aggressive. And I wanted to take a look at, even though we're just 7.5 minutes in, where this stands. It's about a 500 gold lead right now for Empire, so they are continuing to build a little momentum for themselves.
Yeah, really nice play by Yoki. Just circling around the tower, and that's what I'm talking about. Even if you're a little bit faster than the other hero, it doesn't matter against huge terrain objects like that in the field. You can't actually do anything, and it's actually really hard to target your pounce because you have to, like, click. Oh, actually, hold that thought. Action top.
Chrono on Always Want to Fly. Got him. Very easy stuff.
Peasy. Yep, exactly.
6-4, Na'Vi US, and okay, let's start to talk about the flow of the game. We're at 8 minutes. We're beginning to see a lot of movement across the entire map. Korok has been relatively static, as you would expect. He's got 600, 700 gold-ish. I would imagine he's going to go for that early blink again. Given the situation in this game compared to last, do you think they farm Korok maybe a little bit longer than they did before they start to move him around, or do you think that they just immediately start to get him active as soon as he has blink?
I think he can still get active. I mean, I still wouldn't think that Midas would be a bad choice, because I think that this is a hero that can still get active without extra items like a drums or something like that. Actually, action onto Yoki, he might have to pop his ulti, and he does before Fog gets the silence out. So at the very least, he does get that off and he won't die. Trying to pursue somebody. He's all by himself for the time being. Maybe he can block Fog here. He does. I don't know if he has the damage, though, and he's going to have to disengage.
Yep. Rock came in, and he's going to be reassembling. He already walked back his Earth Panda, but they're going to be able to re-engage off of it. So Empire trying to be aggressive. Echo Stomp caught Korok, but didn't catch a Rise or Way 2. So they wind up securing yet another kill. 7-4 now. And beginning to feel that momentum build for this Na'Vi US squad. And it is worth mentioning, they actually have a very snowbally team. You know, Timbersaw, good start. If he does well early, can snowball really well. Same with Void. Meanwhile, it's much more of a grinded kind of an approach for Silent on the Wraith King. He needs space, he needs time, he needs farm, he needs levels. He is doing well sitting atop the CS chart right now, and he did go Midas here in mid,
what
though.
A cask!
And that cast continues to bounce. They are going to try to turn it around, but Way 2 in the meantime got off the Death Ward. Just no follow as he was left alone. It ends up being a 1-for-1, though. They trade Fog for the Invoker. The Invoker well worth that trade. Rise caught from behind with a magic missile. They're flanking around the side. Yoki, having already used Split, can't do much. Ush has a Chrono right now. 1 second. Arise makes it to the high ground. Oh, the Echo Stomp actually stopped him from chronoing. That's such a big play from Always Want to Fly. He was waiting to go in. He was waiting on the Timber Chain, waiting to go in Chrono 2-3 targets, and couldn't do it because of the stomp. Well played.
Yep, he definitely gets the kill, I think, on the Venge. But Timbersaw might have still died there, but nonetheless, nicely done. Whether that was intentional or not. Silent, he has his Midas up. No surprise there. He loves to just farm on this Wraith King. He has got a little bit active. 1 kill, 1 assist under his name. Putting some damage onto Ush Walmart. And not going to get the kill. And actually, I think I heard a TP. It's actually from the side of Empire. So Solo's here ready with a swap and a stun. If there's another stun that comes out from Silent, they get this kill. But I think he's spotted by this ward placed out right there. Yeah, I think he's in vision of that now.
Yeah, he should be. Yep, he's not going to fall for it. Ush playing further back. And both sides stabilizing a little bit. As we look forward now, the Void, you know, he's in pretty good shape. He's going to have his Mask of Madness maybe right now. Is it on the Courier? Or does he just have the Morbid Mask Salve? Actually bought a Salve, apparently, very recently. Does still have his Chrono. Silent. Level 10. He's going to have his level 2 ulti soon. So Silent's doing quite well for himself. Solo may get spotted out here in the secret shop, and he will. When he 2 runs right into him, there's going to be a magic missile. There's going to be a Thunderstrike strike to follow. It's off the mark, though. Little short. Solo does swap him, and the Wraithfire blast behind. Here's going to be a 2-man Chrono, and the follow-up from Fog. They're trying to blow Solo up. Here comes the Rise. Secures 1 kill, and Silent getting some help from Always Wanna Fly. Still, he has his ulti. Let's see how hard they want to pursue this. They're going to chase him down hard. They want to put it on cooldown. There's going to be the time walk ahead, and there's no response headed to top from Empire. They should. Oh, nice Echo Stomp. Well timed, and they're going to get Ush in response. Arise comes through, trying to catch Always Wanna Fly. Silence the next target, and Korok able to catch him from behind with the pounce. Arise finishes things off near the side shop. Sandal trying to engage, but they will lose. The Wraith King for the second time. Mana pools are very low for this Skywrath and this Timbersaw. And now Solo's back up and will engage, and Arise is dead. They should have disengaged a while ago. Their mana pools are so low they can't do anything. They're completely ineffective. Now there's going to be a cast. It's just the Solo onto Solo. And he's going to end up dead, but there's a death ward, but stunned out of it. Scandal's low, and Korok continues to keep it rolling. More TPs heading into this top lane. 1 from each side. Solo's dead. Is anyone going to come back in? Always Wanna Fly. Doing what damage you can with the Ancestral Spirit, but an absolute bloodbath in top lane, and we're not done. Korok re-engages. There's an Echo Stomp. Doesn't matter. That fight went on so long, basically everyone respawned and TP'd in at one point or another. Ends up favoring Na'Vi US 14-11.
This is why Slark is so good at long out engagements if he doesn't die. He was so close to dying there. Korok pounced away at a vision with like 150 HP. Hold that thought. It's not over just yet till the fat lady sings. Silent is getting aggressed here. Does not have an ult. He already used his stun, and he's going to fall a second time right after he just respawned. Here comes Yoki with a split. Wants to get something done. But Void is just going to time walk out. Korok has his blink, and this is kind of turning into a snowball disaster here for Empire.
Korok just hiding, like just flat hiding, and that's a good blink for him. He's taking his time. He's like, yeah, gotta get a TP. Gotta get a TP. Is he actually stuck? No, he's not. I was gonna say he should be able to walk.
Yeah. Looked like he was. He's actually gonna go for an Orchids.
Nice. I like that pick a ton against this team. That, oh man, we all have our tendencies and stuff that we suggest and think about. Man, hang on, Korok actually walks into a whole team just about. Actually walked into 3 heroes, but able to make it away. He has 4 behind him, or 3 behind him, so 4 total. But it doesn't look like they want to engage there. There are so many situations where I feel like just getting an Orchids actually can help. I mean, heroes that normally wouldn't get one, but it's an amazing item. I mean, it's not like it's a bad item in most cases. And against the team where you can silence an Invoker, silence a Brew, that's a big deal.
It's actually really good against 4 heroes on their team. I would say the only hero it's not that great against is the Wraith King.
Fogs has to run. Solo swaps just to try to make sure he saved him. Gives his body by... Oh, beautiful Earth Splitter and the Chrono now from Ush. Got him and Silent. Silent was the one swapped. Arise will survive the Sunstrike, and now back up again is going to be Silent. Immediate blink as he makes it back, but now his ult's back on cooldown for another 2.5 minutes. And there's another Echo Stomp. That Echo Stomp was really good, as was the Earth Splitter coming from Always Wanna Fly at top. Scandal harassing the hell out of this poor Witch Doctor who has to heal himself up. Now we're going to have Silent caught again. His ult is on cooldown. He can't do anything while he's Shadow Danced. Wraithfire Blast going to be up as soon as possible. No, follow up from Ush. Always Wanna Fly next on the list. Yoki does have his split. Doesn't want to spend it yet. Korok caught from behind, so they end up going 1 for 1. And in this context, I actually feel like that's better for Empire. Solo, swapped him out of the Sunstrike. Doesn't matter. They're going to be able to get the kill anyway. Double kill for Yoki. And Empire, just as it looked like they were beginning to lose momentum in a big way, it's a couple of big kills, dropping the Timber and the Slark. And yeah, they were actually back to even. Now things beginning to trend downwards just a little bit, back in favor of Empire. This is a crazy back and forth match, man.
Yeah, it's been a while, to be honest with you, to see this much action in a game. It's really fun. And I think Korok actually could have lived there. I checked his cooldowns right when he got stunned, and I believe he had both Pounce and the Dark Pact up. Maybe he was scared to Dark Pact because he would obviously takes a little bit more damage himself, but very nice response from Empire. The only problem, though, is that this Wraith King has just died 3 times in a row.
Yep.
And this is a hero that Silent loves to farm a lot on, and he's not going to have that in progression that he normally expects to have at this time. He's got Midas and the Blink Dagger, which is still fine for fighting, but you really have to fight when your ultimate's up, and so when it's not up, like right now, this is when Navi US can capitalize.
Well, you know, it is a Wraith King, so I mean, it's just the function of the hero. But when you say he's died 3 times, it's not like they have a ton of mana burn and he's dying because he's getting hit with like an Invoker EMP. He's got Invoker on his side. So he's actually dying 5 and 6 times as of right now. That's how many times. So, I mean, like, that shows you just how weak they are at the moment. Doesn't mean they can't fight if they engage correctly. In fact, they're going to do something sneaky. Solo has been maxing his Wave of Terror along with Magic Missile. So they go on into Roche, and they're going to use that negative armor, the Alacrity, and the Forge Spears to try to sneak one. And we'll see if they figure this out. And, you know, this is the kind of thing, you see a Vengeance and Invoker on your team, you have to assume this can happen at any point. Like, it's just so easy for them. Look how quickly Roche is dropping.
Yep, I'm surprised he didn't use Cold Snap. It helps out a lot, actually. He's going to have Forge Spirits in 3 seconds.
And Korok, in the meantime, has got up 1 Oblivion Staff. On his way to that Orchid. Yeah, they're just going to get the Roche for free. Scandal takes it. He's got Midas and Book, so Scandal's in really nice shape. Net worth-wise, we can see it is the Wraith King atop the board. Behind that is Korok, but after that, fairly close, is the Invoker and the Brew. So 3 of the top 4 farmers all on the side of Empire. And Navi US, I think, is going to start up. Wow, Mystic Flare used, and Fogged, a little optimistic there. A couple of auto attacks. Does get the kill by himself, so well played.
Yep. Sorry about that. I was muted actually for a second there.
No
but,
problem.
Yeah, no, his Arcane Bolt, which is maxed out, does a lot of damage. Getting some Null Talismans up in here too, which is good for him. Tranquils now. And I want to look at this overall net worth at least. Yeah, actually the top 3 of the top 4 farmers are still on the side, I should say, of Empire. Actually, no, that's kind of skewing just a little bit. It's on the fence. But I'm surprised that this Brew is actually farmed so well. He's got 4 kills, that's why.
Yep.
That would explain it. Because I was like, why does he have as much farm as this Void?
Yep.
So Yoki is doing very well for himself.
Yeah, the Void's 5, 2, and 5. So Ush has definitely been active. And he's going Maelstrom. He's going to have it very soon, as he's already got the Mithril Hammer and the Glove of Haste. But Yoki now level 11, so level 2 ulti on him. And my concerns during the laning phase completely assailed, as he's more than adequately leveled. I mean, he's not the highest level on the map, and usually you want your Brew to be as high as possible. He is plenty high for an off lane, and having his level 2 ulti right now puts him in good company. Gonna be another 3-man smoke out of Empire. We see Navi gets a ward down above the Roche pit, and Empire's gonna take a run, it looks like, at a Rise. And yeah, they have a ward here. Has he come into vision of it? He certainly has now. And they're gonna come in from behind. No TP reaction gonna be possible. He may just be dead here unless he just sniffs it out and runs. And he's got, yep, there it is. Sunstrike. And throws the Chakram. Follow up with the Wraithfire stun. And easy peasy. Down at bottom, this will probably prompt some aggression out of Navi, as they know 3 are there. There's going to be a TP in. And they do have to worry about the split. Echo Stomp catches no one. Ush actually spotted a Silent who did TP in. And yeah, they're just going to back off. Wraithfire stun on to Ush. He's actually caught with his Massive Madness activated as well. Earth Splinter got him! Well shot from Always Wanna Fly. And now they've got him on the run. Yoki, eyes on Wave 2. Behind that, we can see a concussive shot by Fog. And they are going to be able to get Wave 2 out with the TP, so heads up play from him to just take the chance and run. Behind that, though, Fog being pursued by Silent. Silent has Blink in 2 seconds. He's going to try to run. And nope, not going to make it. Wraith King secures the kill. And just like that, Empire's fighting their way back in with good movement, good fights, and good decision-making.
Yeah, and that's a Necro 2 coming out for Invoker. Actually has Necro 3 and 20 gold with this Aegis still up and running. So yeah, Empire looks in a much better spot. It looked disastrous, honestly, there for a second, but on the back of some much better, I would just say much better Elder Titan play.
Yeah.
It's been a lot easier for them to actually engage in these fights. So good air splitter right there. Usher actually activated his Mask of Madness too, so that's why he took a ton of damage from it.
Korok looking for some payback, and we'll get against Solo. Solo kill for him. And we need to see Korok active, I think, more from Navi US. I think he, 4-2 and 4, it's not as if he's had zero impact, but last couple of engagements, I mean, whenever that crazy blowout we had at top where everyone was just there at some point, people respawning, coming back in 2 and 3 times and so on, he was active there, but since then, he's really just been farming. That orchid is done. He has Blink and he has 1,000 gold. And we'll see if he can find himself a catch now. Scandal just right across the way. And yeah, let's see. Is he gonna take a run? Being very cautious. Now he jumps in. Orchid used as well. Down goes the book, but Scandal should end up. No, very close. Oh, that's heartbreaking. One more auto attack and he gets the kill. Sunstrike off the mark. Just a bad judgment call. I feel like it's good that he fell back when he did, but still very tough.
Yeah, even if he gets that kill, it doesn't really matter, because, like, yeah, we got the Aegis, but I think it's expiring in, like, 30 seconds anyway. So, unfortunate there. I am a little interested still, though, with this Orchid's pickup. It's good against, like, the heroes that are kind of squishy, but I feel like if he changed his item build instead of an Orchids for, like, damage, he could kill him without the Orchids anyway. Like, he doesn't need this necessarily. He's actually going to go and always want to fly, going to truck him. That will be a kill, and I missed one, but Solo dies to 3 members of Navi US at the same time.
Oh, Sunstrike, and he's dead. No. Oh, the creep. Oh, the rage creep killed him. Oh, got him with the last auto attack. KS, kill secure, bro. As that was a well-placed Sunstrike, by the way, out of Scandal. And there's a Maelstrom up on the Void. They need to get him more active as well. I mean, this has been a super active game in general. We've got 4 heroes that have 5 kills or more. Well, I guess 5 kills flat, so you're talking 38 kills in a 23-minute game, but Navi's not putting it all together right now, and I feel like Empire is. If they can get all of their heroes together and start taking big 4-on-4 and 5-on-5s, they're going to be in much better shape.
Well, one thing that Way Too Sexy does better than a lot of support players is he really prioritizes his farm. There might be an engagement here in mid. I see a blink in aggressively from Silent, who also has his own Maelstrom, but he's not going to find an opening. But I think that Witch Doctor with Ags is going to play a huge role in this game. He's actually quite close, about 1,200 gold away for him. And obviously with the Chronosphere setting it up, it would be very, very easy to get a ton of damage out.
Speaking of a ton of damage, look at this tower melt. They're dodging this fight. They're not feeling equipped to take a fight at all. Trying to get a traded top. And Empire takes a free tier 2 completely without resistance. And Navi US just going to go ahead and spread back out. How do you feel about the way Navi's playing right now? It does feel like they're dodging quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. They could be playing a little bit. Like, if Ush stayed top there, there was 4 heroes still showing from what he could see. Doesn't matter. Actually, Korok is here. He wants to come up and get a kill with Fogged, and they will do so. So Fogg staying up there, I think that was the right decision. Korok, he doesn't have his Orchids up for 9 seconds. There is a Chronosphere, but he's jumping into a lot of people.
Here comes Ush. There's the Earth Splitter and the swap, actually. And they do manage to bring down 2. Now the Chrono always want to fly engage, and he's going to decide to run. Good call. Yoki's there to follow it. Pounce gets Korok out of trouble for the moment. Ush, though, not so lucky. Silence on a killing spree. And just hanging around a little too long. If they'd have just taken the 2 and now maybe even spent the Chrono to escape, are they going to get Korok? They will. That is a disaster. Getting the Invoker is a big deal, but then you lose your Void and your Slark. Bad, bad times right now for Navi US. They still lead in terms of overall kills, but we can see this gold graph is beginning to get in favor of Empire significantly. But more importantly, the time it's going to take for Silent to really hit critical mass on this Wraith King is getting very, very short.
Yeah, he actually almost has an Assault Crest. I think Oh wait, not Assault Craft, sorry, but a complete Mjolnir. Yeah, and he does. They just needed to get that one kill onto the Invoker and just back off. A one and done. That's all they needed. They got way too greedy trying to get more than that. They had to expect that some kind of rotation was coming because they just killed a tier 2. They were walking in that direction anyway. And since they just killed the Invoker, you maybe suspect that, hey, they were probably trying to come and help him. So just a little bit greedy there actually from the Slark and Void.
Gonna be a relatively short respawn on Roshan, about a minute now. And Ush going to get a lot of farm at top at the very least. He's going for a BKB right now. But, yeah, the Rosh is going to spawn. It's going to be really short. And this should be very easy for Empire to take if they care to. At top, we can actually see Ush engaged upon. Sunstrike. Nope, doesn't matter. Did he backtrack? Was that off or did he backtrack it?
It's actually really close. I couldn't even tell. I think it was off, though.
Yeah.
I think he was just trying to get it to where it isolated with just Ush because there were creeps nearby, but... Nonetheless, not able to get the kill. I don't know if he gets it anyway. Would have been close. If he activates Mask of Madness, maybe.
Now there's smoke out of Empire. And I like this. I love the way they're playing. Like, they have a really great late game hero. They have two really good ones, actually, in the Invoker and the Wraith King. But they don't want to get to the late game just by sitting and farming statically. They want to be dynamic about it. Silent could be in trouble if they catch him. There's a blink over to the side shop. In the meantime, there's still 4 moving smoked. Through mid, they're going to catch a rise. There's the swap, and super dead. And that's a big loss, another one for Na'Vi US. And wow, they almost got Ush with a Wraithfire Blast. It's getting to the point they might consider high ground here.
Yeah, well, I actually think Na'Vi US has tools to take it because look at Way2. Just picked up his axe. This is spotted out by the Elder Titan Spirit. So at the very least, they know this is here. I hear Slark in the backfield.
Yeah, he actually tried to go in and engage Always Want to Fly. Now he has to use his Shadow Dance and run, so trying to be cute about it, but now he's not going to be in a great position to find out at the Tier 3. And with all these summons and Forged Spirits in the Book 3. Oh, there's going to be a Chrono. They're going right on the Scandal. Can they get him? They got him. Brew hasn't split yet. Now they're going to re-engage on Ush. There's an Earth Splitter thrown out. Silent still up front. Arise comes back in. 2 down, though, as they did lose the Elder Titan. Yoki still hasn't used Split, still chasing out Arise, and Arise is going to be able to make it away. In the meantime, Fogged and Korok helping to clean up the rest of the backfield. And they're going to come back out. Korok got Yoki. Yoki's going to have... No, he got Silent, so they have the damage. Korok will end up dropping. They do manage to proc the ulti from the Wraith King. In the meantime, Yoki still silenced, but now has Split, and they're going to end up getting a triple kill with Silent. It's a 3 for 4 when all's said and done. Only Arise is still standing, and once again, the greed of Na'Vi US blows up in their face in a violent way. As they really had a one fight there, and then over-pursued and paid the price. Now TP's coming in. That'll be enough to save the rack, so this isn't that bad for Na'Vi. Could get bad, though, if Korok ends up dead here.
And he just bought back. Okay, he does have his ulti.
Yep, there's the split. Are they going to turn this around? There's Rock onto Arise. He makes it to the high ground, but Korok going to be lifted by the storm aspect. Will come down to safe landings, though. And they manage to keep their racks up. Like you said, it cost Korok a buyback, however. And the net worth chart is really beginning to spiral. We could see 18,000 net worth for Silence Wraith King now. 4,300 gold in the bank. Roche is likely to be theirs if they want to try to take it right now. And we'll see. Like, it looks like Navi's aware of it. They're going to try to take a desperation fight here. They better get here soon, though. Look how hard and how fast this Roche is dying.
Yeah, that's without Forge Spirits as well. And speaking of, he's TPing down here now. They want to fight. I will say, hopefully, Way2's able to position himself a little bit better because last time he literally cast no spells and died, unfortunately, to his solo Wraith King. So hopefully, he's able to... And to be fair, it wasn't like the best chrono either. It caught only one hero, and then Solo walked into it trying to swap. But because he was on the outside of on the opposite end, it just didn't have the proper range.
Right.
But I think it could have been a little bit more effective with the Witch Doctor ulti to have a good chrono. But yeah, Way2, he just kind of walked up. He didn't cast anything. He was being very, very frugal and patient with his ulti, trying to find the best possible situation. But was right in the face of the Wraith King and just turned around and killed him from full to nothing. Didn't even get a crit, I don't think. It was just all raw auto attack damage without crits. If he gets a crit, it was like way easier for him.
Empire in a wonderful position now, and Na'Vi has got to be feeling that urgency. Oh, yeah. 10,000 gold's the deficit now, and the experience is headed way in the other side's favor as well. And there's an assault cuirass done on Silent. So he is monstrously large. I mean, he's in the vicinity of doubling up Korok's overall net worth. And Korok is the best hope Navi US has. Roshan going to be the target, and no way. I mean, just look at the negative armor. He was at negative 12 armor and just dies immediately. There's no way they can even trade the tier 2. That's how you know a Roche dies fast. Whenever you just accept that you're trading a tier 2 for an Aegis, and the other side can't even manage to get on the tier 2 in time.
I'm surprised they didn't snowball a little bit harder for Navi US when they were doing so well in the early game. Like, they were doing really well. You went for a snowball item on the Slark, which is the Orchids, but it just did not work out at all. Like, fortunately for him. And this is a bigger disparity in net worth than last game when you had a Naga Siren with the Radiance. That's just put in perspective how fast Silent is farming.
Might be tier 3 time for realsies. BKB down on the Void. They're going to have to hope that's enough because they have to mount a defense. If they lose, it might be game. Cast Throne. They're just letting summons do the work for them now. There's Ush. Got 2. Got Silent and no solos there. Swapped him, so they blow up Solo. Rock's going to come down, though. He is going to work on the Silent. And Silent, as you said, getting a lot of damage from that Death Ward. However, doesn't matter. It's just his ulti. There's the Brewmaster split. Aegis will be consumed. But Arise denies himself the Bloodstone. He'll be back up in 14 seconds. In the meantime, Wade's taking damage and a lot of it from Silent. He finishes it off. Rax and mid are down. Double kill for Silent. And that's at least one set, if not more. Korok never really engaged there. He's still hanging around the outside. It's a 2-for-1 as they did end up giving up Solo. And are they actually, wow, they're actually going tier 4. Silent will be caught from behind. This is with his ulti down. Takes a lot of damage, but not nearly enough. Arise, yep, good game, well played. I was going to say Arise doing what he can, but it's irrelevant. As Empire manages to get things rolling in game 2 after what can only be called a throw in game 1. And we're going the full distance here in this series. And yeah, this is the Empire squad sans the mid-game and late-game mistakes. Like, I feel like Empire played just as well in game 1.